1979. $1 coin looks ordinary, but hides a mystery that shocked the collector's world when it first appeared. This is not just a coin. It is a time capsule, a turning point, a revolution in U.S. minting history. What if I told you that this $1 coin was never meant to look the way it did? What if I told you some versions of this coin are worth thousands and hiding in plain sight in your old pocket change? This story will take you deep inside the secret vaults of the U.S. Mint, the political pressures of the late 1970s, the historic debut of a woman on American currency, the Susan B. Anthony dollar, and the massive public backlash that nearly killed the coin. In its first year, we will explore the types, the rare varieties, the mistakes and errors, and the one coin so rare that only a few collectors have ever seen it with their own eyes. Buckle up, because this 2-hour journey into the history, value, and hidden secrets of the 1979 $1 coin will change how you look at American money forever. This is not just a story, it is a treasure hunt, and you are about to begin. The year was 1979, and the United States was on the edge of major change. Inflation was rising, gas prices were surging, and the American people were looking for hope and leadership in a time of economic uncertainty. And while the world watched the headlines about the economy, politics, and international conflict, the United States Mint was preparing for a major change that would forever alter the course of American coinage history. They were about to introduce a brand new $1 coin, a coin that would feature a groundbreaking design, a smaller size, and for the first time in American history, the face of a real woman who was not a mythological figure, not a symbol, but a real flesh-and-blood American hero, Susan B. Anthony. This coin was not just about money. It was about symbolism. It was about recognition. It was about honoring the fight for women's rights and putting it in the pockets of every American. The Susan B. Anthony $1 coin, also known as the SBA dollar, was officially authorized by Congress in 1978 and released to the public in 1979. But from the beginning, it faced controversy, confusion, and rejection. It was a coin with the heart of a revolution, but the look of a quarter, and that would be its greatest curse and its most famous story. The design of the 1979 $1 coin was unlike anything seen before. It was small, it was round, and it was made of a copper nickel-clad composition. It featured Susan B. Anthony on the obverse side. Her profile, stern, determined, confident. The way she was remembered in history. A leader of the women's suffrage movement who helped pave the way for the 19th Amendment. The reverse side showed the Apollo 11 mission insignia, a tribute to American space exploration originally used on the Eisenhower dollar. It was bold and powerful, but critics said it looked too much like a quarter. The public was confused. Vending machines rejected it, cashiers mistook it, and collectors were left wondering what this coin really meant. Now let's dig deep into the varieties of the 1979 $1 coin, because this is where the story becomes rare, valuable, and historic. The most famous variety is the 1979 wide rim or near-date variety on most 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollars. The date is far from the rim, but on some coins minted in Philadelphia, the date is much closer. This wide rim variety is much more rare and desirable among collectors, and in high grade it can be worth hundreds of dollars, even more, if certified by professional grading companies like PCGs or NGC. But that is not the only rarity. The 1979 S-proof coins made in San Francisco also have two varieties known as Type 1 and Type 2. The Type 1 has a filled or blob-like S mint mark, while the Type 2 has a clearer, sharper. As this difference may seem minor, but Type 2 is far more rare, and in deep cameo-proof condition, it can bring serious money collectors seek out these proof varieties with intense passion because they represent the finest quality coins made that year. The story of the 1979 $1 coin is not just about minting errors or collectible value. It is about the failure and redemption of a coin that was ahead of its time, the United States Mint. Believed that Americans would embrace a small dollar coin similar to those used in Europe and Canada. They hoped it would save money and reduce the need for paper currency, but the coin was simply too close in size and appearance to the quarter, and the American public rejected it by 1981. The mint stopped regular production, and the Susan B. Anthony dollar quietly faded away until a brief revival in 1999. But what many people do not know is that millions of these coins still circulate today, and some of them are worth much more than face value. If you have a 1979 $1 coin, check the mint mark, check the rim. Look for signs of the wide rim, near-date variety, or the clear S-Type 2 proof. It might be a treasure hiding in plain sight, and many people have unknowingly spent these rare coins in change jars and vending machines without ever realizing their worth. In addition to the wide rim and proof varieties, there are also mint errors that can command huge premiums. These include off-center strikes, clipped planchets, double dies, and wrong planchet errors. One famous example is a 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollar struck on a Sacagawea dollar planchet. A minting mistake that should not have happened, but somehow did. And because of its rarity and the story behind it, it sold for thousands of dollars at auction. We must also talk about the historical importance of this coin beyond its monetary value. Susan B. Anthony was one of the most influential women in American history, born in 1820. She spent her life fighting for civil rights abolition, and most notably women's suffrage. She was arrested for voting illegally in 1872 and became a symbol of the movement that would eventually secure voting rights for women in 1920, the year the 19th Amendment was ratified, and it was only fitting that in 1979, nearly 60 years later, her image would be placed on a United States coin for the Bay, first time honoring her legacy and continuing the fight for equality. The decision to feature Susan B. Anthony was not without controversy. Some believed it was a political move. Others thought it was long overdue. But either way, it marked a significant moment in American coinage history and paved the way for future coins featuring real women like the Sacagawea dollar in 2000 and the American Women Quarter series in recent years. As we explore the minting process of the 1979 $1 coin, we learn that it was struck at three major mints: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The Philadelphia coins have no mint mark. The Denver coins carry a D, and the San Francisco coins have an S. The business strike coins were made for circulation, while the proof coins were made for collectors and sold in special packaging. These proof coins are known for their mirror-like surfaces and sharp details, making them highly collectible. Among collectors today, the 1979 $1 coin is a fascinating piece, not just for its varieties, but for its story. It is a coin that tells us about the state of America in the late 1970s, about changing roles in society, about economic challenges, and about how even a well-intentioned coin can fail in the public eye despite all its historic value. But time has a way of changing perceptions, and today the Susan B. Anthony dollar is appreciated not just for what it was, but for what it represented. Coin collectors often look for high-grade examples of the 1979 $1 coin in mint state condition, MS-65 or higher. These coins are difficult to find because they were often mishandled, rejected, or simply not saved in pristine condition. And as the years pass, the number of surviving high-grade coins continues to shrink, increasing their value and appeal to serious numismatists. So what should you look for if you have a 1979 $1 coin in your collection? First, identify the mint mark if there is none. It is from Philadelphia. If there is a D, it is from Denver. If there is an S, it could be a proof coin or a business strike. Next, examine the rim and date. If the date is very close to the rim, it may be the rare wide rim variety. Finally, if you have a proof coin, examine the mint mark closely with a magnifying glass or microscope and see if it is the Type 2 variety with a sharp, clear S. Sold at auction for impressive prices in 2020, a 1979 S-Type 2 proof dollar in perfect proof, 70 deep cameo grade sold for over $4,000, and a wide rim near-date variety in MS-67 condition sold for nearly $1,500, proving that even modern coins can carry substantial value when rarity, condition, and demand align. The future of the 1979 $1 coin remains bright in the world of collecting as more people become aware of its varieties, errors, and historical significance. The demand continues to grow, and while it may never have found its place in everyday circulation, it has secured a permanent place in numismatic history as a coin that dared to be different, that carried the legacy of a pioneer, and that reminds us all that even small things can leave a lasting mark. This concludes our full history of the 1979 $1 coin, from its conception to its rejection, from its hidden rarities to its modern value, from its minting process to the powerful story of Susan B. Anthony herself. This coin is more than just metal. It is memory, legacy, and treasure. Keep searching your change, keep studying your coins, and who knows, you might just hold a piece of American history in your hand without even knowing it.